Hi, my name is Jaleesa Robison, and I will be presenting on whistleblower Cynthia Cooper today. Cynthia Cooper was the Vice President of Internal Audit for WorldCom, heading 24 auditors and support staffers. Her and her team suspected that their employer was cooking the books, and so they began an investigation. Her and two other team members, Gene Morse and Glenn Smith, were the three detectives in this case. The IMA resolution of ethical conflict begins within the organization. If there are ethical issues that are being faced, then start within the organization to find established policies to resolve that conflict. If there is nothing in place, if there's nothing clear, or if the items that are in place, the practices that are in place are not working, then we should move to our immediate supervisor. The text in most cases encourages whistleblowers to work internally first. It is not considered appropriate to go external before working through internal controls and superiors for help and assistance. It is appropriate to seek authorities or individuals outside the organization if you feel there is a clear violation of the law. So, if our internal policies are not working, we begin by talking with our immediate supervisor, unless they are involved in the unethical practices. If they are, then we should move to the next level of management. And if we don't have help there, or if our superior is perhaps the CEO, we can reach out to the audit committee, executive committee, board of directors, board of trustees, or the owners of the company. We should also clarify relevant ethical issues by initiating a confidential discussion with an IMA ethics counselor, or other impartial advisor. And finally, consult your own attorney about legal obligations and rights. Cynthia Cooper followed the IMA steps by working late into the night and on the weekends to avoid being fired, and also to be able to have the time that she needed to prepare. She believed that her supervisor was involved in the conflict. This demonstrated her commitment to confidentiality and loyalty to WorldCom, but also her commitment to proper ethical practices. She also sought information from those who had submitted the entries, and she was not able to find any help there. They couldn't provide the documentation or answers that she was seeking. She then sought information and assistance from their external auditors, Arthur Anderson, with no success. Arthur Anderson would not provide the help, understanding, or expertise that she was seeking. And finally, after none of those items worked, she engaged the audit committee and committee head Max Bobbitt, and soon thereafter the SEC got involved. Badaracco feels that quiet moral leadership is best because it oftentimes leads to better results. It is important to be prepared and ready for what you are getting into with whistleblowing, because it can be very rocky and very challenging at times. Just as with Cynthia Cooper, many people noticed that she did not look happy, and often said that they could see the strain on her face, which are indicators of the immense stress and challenges that you can face as a whistleblower. Badaracco's advice for quiet moral leadership consists of 4 points. First, to put things off till tomorrow. Give yourself some time to think through and be prepared before you move forward. 2, pick your battles. 3, bend the rules but don't break them. And 4, find a compromise. As management at WorldCom worked to cook the books, Badaracco's approach of quiet moral leadership seemed best overall. Cooper really didn't have much of a choice but to gather information and quietly, and to be prepared for the battle to come. She investigated and prepared very well before bringing the issue out into the open, both internally and externally. She pursued the fraud investigation even after her supervisor, Mr. Sullivan, told her not to interfere. The audit team used valuable access to company resources behind the scenes, which was done through Morse and his technological abilities. And Cooper tried to work internally first. She tried to cooperate with her peers and those around her first, but once she realized that this was not attainable, then she moved to external help. In conclusion, Cynthia Cooper displayed an excellent example of moral courage through persistence, duty, and a commitment to her professional and ethical responsibilities. She is truly a phenomenal example of a whistleblower who was committed to moral ethical practices, even though it likely did not benefit her and would likely ruin her reputation. She was a very strong person, and she had great moral courage.